Thompson with the Pro Video Coalition, and I'm joined by Keith here with Sony. And we're going to take a look at the wide variety of ways the flexible system that is the Venice,
the full
frame 6K Venice system. So let's start here with the main unit.
A great place to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, the Venice came out about a year ago at NAB 2018. Seems like it's forever ago, but pretty much every single month that's gone by, new features, new options, new performance, and things like that have come down the pike. And everything about the Venice in this configuration, you know, its ability to record RAW and video, its full frame sensor, the wide color, the high dynamic range, all that's great. But sure enough,
Anamorphic?
And anamorphic capability. In fact, there's an anamorphic lens on it right now, as well as other Venice cameras in our booth for the moment. But one of the most exciting things that kind of came down the pike over the past year is the cool capability of the camera to do something we haven't seen really from anything else other than Sony cameras of years ago. And that's the idea that, you know, the camera's great, it's nice, it's pretty small, it's compact, doesn't weigh very much, but no matter how small you make it, it's never small enough. We always want it smaller still. So the idea is that we can take out the optical block from the camera itself, put it into a very simplistic housing, and then tether it to the main recording, the power, all those sort of things that remain in the body, and end up with this very small extension unit of the optical block. So that idea, you can kind of see, is the main camera there, and here is the optical block in a simple little extension unit. So this small extension unit, which again, pretty darn small. The lens, of course, occupies the largest amount of size of the camera at this point, but the camera really is just that big. We'll see another version of it in just a moment that's even smaller, using the native E-mount that it comes with the actual Venice itself. So now you can put it into almost any size you can think of, or any, we'll say, small compact configuration where space is at a premium, that sort of thing, whether it be on a specialized rig or just in the corner of the windshield on your dashboard, any of those kind of applications where space is, again, at a super premium. But you don't have to give anything up is the cool thing. So you still get, of course, the floor frame imager with its 15 stops plus of range, but also there's 8 stops of ND filter built in under normal conditions that follows through to the camera itself when it's in this special configuration.
So every stop of ND from 0.3 to
all the way to
1?
Exactly. So now all the way up is still in here.
Okay.
So basically 8 stops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 8, all still inside and all still servo remote controlled. So if you envision this basically being in some place where it's not easy to get to, I can not only, of course, change frame rate and shutter angle and things like that, but I can change those physical ND filters that are inside the camera body itself just now in this compact size.
Cameras that don't even have half the amount of ND.
Exactly. And now it's in this super lightweight frame, and just from the standpoint of holding it, most of the weight you're feeling now is the great lens and all that. So pretty amazing.
And how do you actually control this then?
So the actual signal itself, the control, everything goes on this one tether cable that plugs back into the main camera itself. So if we were to then take a look at the main camera, it's still doing all the same things it does before. It still records, you still have control capability, all the settings and adjustments you would make are all still done here, but you've got essentially the image originating in the extension unit itself over here.
And so you're swapping out, so you're taking off the E-mount and putting on this attachment that
Exactly. So out comes the optical block, and in its place goes the attachment, and then the optical block goes inside this housing right here. So it's a simplistic procedure that involves just a few screws. Basically, anybody can do it just about anywhere in a span of just a few minutes.
All right, and then we're going to have Kyle step in here.
So a practical application would be this right here. Hey, Kyle.
Easy Rig has built a custom like cheese plate mounting system back here.
Exactly. So there you go. So modeling of the Venice itself, just like we saw before. And here's again the module with its tether cable coming out, and it goes around, and then it's a little harder to see, which is why we started off over there, because of course we've got the special plate to allow us to have, of course, remote control for focus. We've got wireless transmission. We've got just about everything you'd want in a compact form, but the simplicity and elegance of having the smooth shots, the handheld look, all that kind of stuff, all ready to go, all within the span. How long did it take you to put that on a few minutes ago?
30 seconds.
Yeah, so pretty quick and easy to get into, and likewise out of. And if you wanted to put the, again, optical block back in the main body for normal operation, you're talking about just a couple minutes of work. Again, anybody, anywhere can do it with the simplest of tools.
Very nice. All right. I think that covers it. That's a lot of different ways to use the Venice.
Very much so, and you know, expands on the camera's capability for higher frame rates now. So you're up to 60 frames when you're in full 6K mode.
6K and 60.
So, and it goes up to 120 when you're in 4K mode. So everything the camera can do over the past year, like we said, has just been expanding and more of and getting better. The ability to control the camera via RJ45 Ethernet connections, or dedicated Sony legacy protocol for RCPs, remote control panels, things like that, or Wi-Fi control via your phone, your tablet, those sorts of things. So all the time.
There's even a phone over here that can see.
Yeah, there's a phone where you might be able to get a cutaway of that essentially is a wireless transmission of the video out of the camera itself going to a Sony Xperia phone. That not only is just a phone, but it's in fact a widescreen aspect ratio phone. Because the prevalence of, let's say, anamorphic shooting, all that sort of thing, no point in having giant black bars on the top and bottom of such a small display. So because of its native anamorphic aspect ratio, it fits the image perfectly. So yeah, it's really coming along. Pretty amazing.
All right. Thanks for all the information, Keith.
Yeah, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it.